You know that feeling when,
Yeah.
like, who you are inside just feels miles away from how you're actually showing up?
Oh, yeah. Especially maybe when you're pouring your heart into something meaningful, right? Something you really care about.
Exactly. And today we're doing a deep dive into the work of Lorelei Renstrom. She's a spiritualist, and she offers this really interesting way for women to reconnect with their own power, their healing power.
Mm-hmm. And what's really compelling about Lorelei, just based on what we've explored in the material, is this. Well, it feels like a paradox in her approach.
Paradox, how do you mean?
Well, she's described as being both, a fierce protector and also someone who provides this really deep sense of comfort, a soft place to land.
Huh. Fierce and soft.
Yeah. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, how those two kind of different energies actually coexist in her work.
It's a fascinating combination, though. The
Yeah.
sources we looked at talk about her energy as a soft fire.
Ooh, I like that. Soft fire.
Me too. It suggests like warmth and this real genuine passion, a real commitment.
But without any harshness or that intensity that sometimes feels a bit overwhelming.
Exactly that. More like a steady inner conviction that seems to guide her whole thing.
Right. And if we think about the core of her guidance, it seems to be about generating this true inner magnetism.
Not by like striving for external approval or trying to
Yeah.
fit into some perfect ideal.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But by cultivating that deep sense of self, that embodiment.
Yeah, it feels like the opposite of that constant pressure we sometimes feel,
Yeah.
to perform or achieve, always be doing.
Totally. Lorelei really seems to emphasize just being present, being connected to your body and your own inner wisdom.
She's described as a bridge, and that really resonates because it feels like she connects the spiritual parts of ourselves.
With the practical realities, the day-to-day of our physical experience.
Yes, that's it. That connection between the mystical and the practical feels so important.
It really is. It's not about escaping reality, is it? It's more about integrating those deeper insights into how we actually live and act every single day.
And the material suggests she has this knack for breaking down really complex spiritual ideas.
Into simple, actionable steps, making it feel less abstract, more grounded.
Simple, loving actions, I think was the phrase used, which
Yeah.
sounds very approachable.
Very. And you know what else really stood out?
What's that?
Her really strong belief in individuality, that line.
Oh, being different is the brand.
Yeah.
Yes, I loved that.
Me too. It's almost like she's giving out permission slips,
Permission to stop trying so hard to conform.
Yeah, and to really embrace your unique qualities, even the ones you might have felt a bit self-conscious about before.
And to see those not as flaws, but as sources of strength, like
Mhm.
a kind of quiet power.
That's such a powerful message. But it does raise the question for a lot of us, I think. How do you actually embrace being different? What does that look like day to day?
That's a good point. The sources seem to point to Lorelei's communication style as being really key here.
Okay.
It seems like it stems from this really deep-seated belief in what she's sharing, a real conviction.
And she conveys it with what? Like warmth,
Yeah,
clarity.
yeah, exactly. A genuine warmth and clarity that kind of cuts through all the usual noise and advice out there.
So it's more than just information being shared then.
It sounds like it. The material even describes her voice as having a transformational quality.
Whoa, suggesting it carries an energy that can actually help you feel things differently, maybe inspire positive change.
But that's the impression, yeah. It's like she acts as a catalyst.
A catalyst, I like that. Gently guiding you, maybe, to release what's no longer serving you.
Right. But through encouragement and understanding, it seems.
Mhm.
Not through judgment or pressure. It's rooted in love and truth.
That idea of a catalyst, it really aligns with the kind of support she seems to offer. It sounds like it's geared towards individuals who are maybe intuitive,
Yeah.
deeply feeling.
But also possess an inner strength.
Yeah. People seeking profound guidance and connection, but they want to be empowered to discover their own answers, not just have them dictated.
Exactly. It feels like it's for those of us who might have felt like we didn't quite fit in sometimes.
Like being told you're too much.
Or feeling like you weren't enough, yeah.
It seems Lorelei creates this space where you can just be yourself, and that's not only accepted, it's actually celebrated.
Which is huge. And she seems to understand that deep desire to build a life, and maybe work too, that aligns with your core values.
Your own natural rhythms, your
The
intuition.
creative spirit.
Yeah.
Instead of just following some external rigid formula that doesn't really fit.
So for you listening, if you're feeling that inner nudge, maybe, towards a more authentic way of living and working.
Yeah. A way that truly reflects who you are deep down.
Lorelei's perspective, as we understand it from these sources, presents a really compelling direction maybe consider. What part of this resonates most with you? This idea of aligning inner truth and outer expression.
Are you perhaps curious about exploring a path of growth that truly honors your unique self? The wisdom held within your body, and that spark of inner magic you probably know you possess.
hmm If so, we really encourage you to learn more about Lorelei Renstrom.
Her distinctive blend of, well, strength and gentleness.
Her grounded approach to spirituality and her just unwavering belief in your inherent value.
It feels like it could be a really powerful force for positive change in your life.
Definitely. You can find more information about Lorelei and her work probably wherever you found this deep dive. Check the description or notes.
Yeah, we'll make sure the details are there. We really encourage you to take that next step if it feels right, towards becoming your most authentic, magnetic, and vibrant self.